Today, we're going to talk about life-changing rules that will turn your life around. These are some of the rules I have applied in my life which have helped me in my career. They've also been the guiding principle that has improved my relationships and aided me in achieving goals in my life. They're very simple and easy to apply, and anyone serious about self-development goals will be able to do them. Do you want to turn your life around? Well, according to Gallup's global research on subjective well-being, also known as happiness, the number of people who are angry, stressed, sad, worried, or in pain constantly have increased in recent years. When the study was conducted in 2006, the index score was 24. For reference, 0 is the lowest and 100 is the highest. And after 15 years, it has increased by 37.5%, is now at 33% last January 2021. There are several reasons for this, including the recent pandemic and the threat of economic recession, but we will not talk about them. There is a separate video for that, and you can check that out later. So if you're ready to turn your life around, stay with me until the end of this video. This is Munif, your self-made multimillionaire. I am here to inspire you, teach you, and propel you to improve your life and the life of others by achieving financial success and purposeful self-development. If you like this type of content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. So first on our life-changing rules, that it is better to arrive an hour early than a minute late. According to a YouGov poll, millennials, especially those 18 to 34, are the most guilty of being late among the many different generations. 22% of the surveyed millennials admitted to being late at work at least once a week, as opposed to 15% of Generation Xers, aged 55 and above. But when you look into the survey details, it said that some managers would consider you late when you are 5 minutes past your starting time. So if you start at 9, you arrive at 9:04, you're still considered on time. Others even said 15 minutes after your starting time would still be negligible. But for me, it is still much better to arrive at work earlier than to be a minute late. When you're always punctual, it shows professionalism. It shows that you're reliable and trustworthy. It shows that you respect other people's time. On the other hand, if you keep being late at a professional level, it shows that you need more credibility. At worst, if you work in a collaborative setting, it might also cost yourself and your team the project that you've been working on. Your team cannot finish those tasks on time because you're constantly late at work. It's not just that you're late, it'll start to affect your relationships with colleagues and everyone around. And at a personal level, being constantly late to family gatherings or friend meetings is just plain rude. So what you could do to avoid being consistently late is double the time you think it would take you to arrive at a meeting or appointment. For instance, if you Google how much time it would take you to get to work, let's say if it's 20 minutes, double that to 1 hour. So instead of going out 30 minutes before your start time, allow an hour. So you arrive early, and it's better than being a minute late. Look, my family was notorious being late all the time. Every member of my family, and from the military on, I've always been punctual. People chalk it up to be CP or colored people time, and oh, it's my culture, or it's a relaxed feel, don't worry about it. But if you think about it, it does affect your habits and how you respect time. If you're not respecting other people's time, most likely you're not respecting yours. So enough said about that. The second life-changing rule you should follow is take action before motivation strikes. Most people have that misconception that motivation begets action. But the truth is, it's the other way around. When you wait for motivation to strike, whether it is about your fitness goals or financial goals or self-development goals, the tendency is you'll be waiting forever. Motivation doesn't fall into your lap when you want it. Instead, take action no matter how small, but get things moving. If you feel like you don't have the motivation to work, drag yourself out of bed. Do some small stuff at first. And for instance, if you are a content creator and are not motivated to write content, open up your computer, read your competitor's blog or articles. Before you know it, you will be ready to write your content. Or if you're a writer and you're experiencing writer's block, then write something, write anything. Don't give it a title, don't mind the grammar or the spelling, but write whatever you want. And by the end of the day, you will just be surprised that you've already written a high quality story. If you don't have the energy or motivation to work, you can sing or dance like a mad person to wake up those sleepy veins and get that blood moving. And before you know it, you're already driving yourself to work. The point is, waiting will not get you the results you want. It is by taking action and having the initiative that will lead you to your life that you desire. I hear this quite a lot. I don't have the motivation to work out. Well, you're working out, you really consider why you're working out, and then just get into the gym or start to do those push-ups or chin-ups or whatever you do right away, and then you'll start to get in the habit of it. Every time you lack the motivation, take action. Third life-changing rule you should follow is spend no more than 5 minutes worrying about something that will not matter in 5 years. With everything happening around us, increasing prices of basic commodities and the continuous decline of the stock market, the threat of unemployment, and the possibility of an economic depression, you can't help but be anxious when you think about these things. In fact, according to a survey, 84% of Americans were either extremely worried or very worried about the country. And on average, young adults in their 20s spend around an hour to 45 minutes each day worrying. In comparison, older people aged 57 and above worry about 57 minutes to an hour and a half. Worrying is part of life, and it is natural for a human being to worry, but it is not good to let worry take over your life. But for me, it's just very pointless and unproductive to worry about something I can't control. For instance, when it comes to our economy, if you're an ordinary citizen, you can't do much to change the current situation of the economy. All you can do is to prepare yourself. But since worrying is a big part of human nature, we can't eliminate it, but we can reduce the time spent worrying by setting a rule in place. That would be spend no more than 5 minutes worrying about something that will not matter in 5 years, especially things that you cannot control. Worrying is a huge issue, and I'll just tell you, rather than thinking about the possibilities of the bad things that can happen, always create an environment where you're optimistic and you think about what if good things happen, and that will also change your mindset about worrying over the long haul. The fourth life-changing rule you should follow is to set a deadline to achieve big goals. I always tell you in my videos that there is no such thing as overnight success. Big things take time. For instance, if you want to be a successful investor, it is said that it would take at least 6 months to a year before you will be considered as a good investor and start to see profit. Can people get profitability faster than that? Absolutely, but that's about the average time that you should put into seeing results of your decisions that you picked. As for businesses, the average is 2 to 3 years before you can see a profit. And as for real estate business, it takes 12 to 18 months. While that is the case, it is important for you to set realistic deadlines for your big goals. This is because if you don't set deadlines for your goals, you'll procrastinate until you don't achieve them at all because you've run out of time. But if you have a clear time frame for your goals, it will compel you to take action, to take the necessary steps for you to achieve them. And if you can achieve them within the time frame you set, it will boost your confidence and motivate you to do more. The most basic rule of thumb is to give it 3 years. This is because you'll have enough time to fail and recover and learn within that time frame. If you don't see profits or significant success in your goal after 3 years of hard work, at least you can confidently let it go. And the fifth life-changing rule you should follow is to be accountable to your actions and life decisions. This will take you from the victim mentality to the victor's mentality. When you're late for work, what's the first thing you're going to say to your boss? You're going to blame the dog that crossed the street, you're going to blame traffic, you're going to blame your alarm clock for not waking you up. How about when you procrastinate? Do you blame Netflix for giving you a great selection of movies? Do you blame me for creating valuable content that you just can't keep your eyes off of the screen with? In all seriousness, there is no one here to blame instead of yourself. It is your decision not to plan enough buffer time for going to work or decide to stay up late, or you decided to click on the YouTube algorithm. Being accountable means not making excuses when things go wrong, but instead take the responsibility for your own actions and decisions. You admit your mistakes and strive to learn from them. You recognize there are problems and take the initiative to solve them. Practicing accountability will help you in your personal growth and result in happier relationships with friends, family, and colleagues. And it also builds trust. And as a professional, it will also increase your chance for promotion because it will show your superiors that you are a dependable and trustworthy person. It will not be easy, but keeping practice on self-accountability is what counts. And when you nail it, you'll be on the road to financial and personal success. There is no boogeyman to blame at the end of life. You are the sum total of all the decisions you've ever made. Now, those are the 5 life-changing rules that I've applied in my life. They are proven and tested. And if you want to turn your life around, go ahead and apply them in your life. Before I leave, I would like to ask you for your favorite rule among those that I've mentioned. Please share with me by leaving some comments down below. As always, thank you for watching. And if you're hungry for more, go ahead and check out this video, 6 ways to develop millionaire's mindset.